It's a common sight in combat sports. A fighter who seems inevitable, their momentum launching them into stardom. With each dominant victory, they develop a mysticism, and almost as if it were prophecy, they secure their rightful position at the top of the sport, beginning a reign that we all knew would come. Hello, welcome to Slap City, USA, and according to some advanced metrics, Power Slap is one of the fastest growing sports in the world.
One of the fastest growing organizations in all of sport. Combined following of the influencers attending events, over 3.3 billion.
And because of this undeniably relevant fact, I am convinced that the next generation of combat sports stars, they will be slapathletes. So in today's video, I wanted to dedicate time to 3 different Power Slap competitors who in my opinion could be a Conor McGregor type of figure for Power Slap. So to kick things off, let's discuss Stunt Marshall. Stunt is a regional pro wrestler turned power slapper who recently picked up his second knockout victory at Power Slap 15. In fact, each of Stunt's knockout victories came in the very first round, establishing Stunt as an incredibly legitimate prospect in Power Slap. And listen, I can address this right off the bat. Yes, he looks odd. But let's go ahead and listen to the commentary team to hear his backstory, and then you decide if you still want to judge the man.
But life has not always been easy for him. When he was 2 years old, he was hit by a car going 45 miles an hour. He flew 180 feet down the street and sadly had neurological damage.
Yeah. If you were clipped by a car and launched almost 200 feet as a 2-year-old, you'd probably have a strange haircut mustache combination as well. But anyway, at Power Slap 15, he was able to knock out his opponent despite impeccable defense, proving that he's a legit contender. And it's been his post-fight interviews that are indicating that his wit matches his slapping skill.
Well, you could call me John Cougar Mellencamp because I'm a one-hit wonder. Anybody that steps up gets slapped.
Okay, a John Mellencamp reference might not be the most timely, nor would he be considered a one-hit wonder by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm sure the next thing he says will make a lot more sense.
Well, I can tell you one thing, speed beats power, and accuracy beats speed, and I got all 3. That's all I can say about that hit right there.
The man's a wordsmith, and that's all I can say about that here right there. And it's this combination of both slapping skill and wittiness on the mic that proves that he's gonna be the next big thing in Power Slap, and in my opinion, combat sports more broadly.
Well, when you got hair like this and a beautiful gold mustache, it's always gonna go viral. You try me, I'll slap you famous.
And after all of that, if you're not convinced that Stunt is good on the mic, let's let the Power Slap commentary team convince you.
John Cougar Mellencamp, come on, he had more than one hit, you know? Jack and Diane, Cherry Bomb, I mean...
I'll tell you what, this man can cut a promo as well.
Boom, there you have it. Now, not all fighters that we're going to talk about today have gone undefeated in Power Slap. Our next fighter, Holly Hood, Haley J, holds a record of 1-1 and came up a bit short in her last bout. Like Stunt Marshall, Holly Hood is a regional pro wrestler known mostly for her tag team matches in which her mother, Big Rig Betty, is her tag team partner. But it's not just her skill that can make her a future Power Slap star. She has a wonderful personality as well.
This girl has such an interesting story and her personality is awesome.
I mean, just look how intently this guy is holding his phone while he records. It's clear that she resonates with the fans. And through this latest match, I'm excited to see this awesome personality that the commentary team is talking about.
Going to train at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling.
Interesting. So that was Holly Hood throwing some ass around. But again, the commentary team did suggest she has an awesome personality, so I'm looking forward to that shining through throughout other portions of her walkout. All right, hitting the viewers at home with a couple middle fingers.
Professional wrestling, yes, okay, it's choreographed or whatever, but I'm telling you, it's very, very athletic. They're leaping through the air, they're very strong, physical fit.
I'm not sure if it was intended. However, it appears as if Holly Hood was pretending to deep throat a penis, followed by once again hitting us with double middle fingers. But perhaps throughout the rest of her introduction, she might switch up the vibe and show us that awesome personality.
She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in.
I guess not. Here we have more ass being tossed around. But honestly, I do think she's probably going to clean things up in the future because even Michael Bisping suggested that this was coming off a bit crude.
Look at this, putting on a show. Being a little offensive.
And as I mentioned earlier, this bout didn't go her way. However, I am looking forward to seeing where she goes in the future. Last but not least, we have Anthony "The King" DeFrank. Anthony made a name for himself on Power Slap Road to the Title, where he became beloved by fans for his brash attitude.
That was a flinch, right? Yeah, he moved away.
I don't think he knows.
And credit to him, he's taken his Power Slap fame and turned it into a successful career on the hustler grind set corner of the internet.
But I look at it like this. Me personally, I want a majority of women.
And recently at Power Slap 16, he won his bout by first round knockout, improving his record to 2-2 and cementing himself as a real contender. But it's more than just his slaps which piqued the fans' interests. He has a big, bold personality that you can't help but love.
So if I sit here and work my ass off to get to a millionaire status, a financial status that most people can't even dream to come across, I'm not limiting myself to one female.
And it's clear that the fans can't get enough of him, and I'm sure the commentary team can't either.
Yeah, well, he's putting on a show right now. I mean, here he is having a little rap. I'm not sure what you call that.
You call that spitting. That's what you call it. But again, Anthony "The King" DeFrank, he's more than just a slap fighter. He's a mogul of sorts, hosting a popular podcast and even having a blossoming music career. And quite honestly, those are the things that I want to focus on most. So let's first take a look at his podcast, Two Tone Talk, where he and his co-hosts discuss some of the biggest questions of our time.
You seen a dog fucking before, yes?
Me personally, my girls, they don't have best friends, any guy best friends, they don't go out to clubs. I'm not limiting myself to one female when I can have a whole fucking candy shop. I'm gonna shop. I get bored of females so quick. After I smashed a couple of times, I'm on to the next. Let's be realistic here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
First off, pretty disrespectful from one of the co-hosts who immediately starts scrolling through his phone the second Anthony starts spitting some facts. Secondly, I've watched hours of this podcast, and through my copious notes, I think I've found out the show's primary thesis, which is I need to keep my bitch in check while also pursuing relations with other women who are by nature attention-seeking and two-timing whores, but as a high-value male, that's what I'm entitled to. But listen, if that type of stuff isn't for you, that's fine. Anthony seems to have matured over the last couple years, and his podcast is more so now focused on him sharing his business acumen.
Exactly, and you have to understand certain people for certain situations. You know, you can only bring certain people. You're not gonna bring a hood guy to a real estate investment meeting or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree here. You don't want to go to your real estate meetings looking completely ridiculous. And if you're in denial about this being a good podcast, then how do you explain the fact that they have an older episode of the podcast playing while they are recording the current episode of the podcast? That is art. But honestly, I remember back on Power Slap Road to the Title, it was actually his musical prowess that caught my attention.
I'm getting bands, I'm in the zone, just leave me alone. What's with the attitude? I'm getting money, so please watch your tone.
And listen, this was just a freestyle. He was shooting from the hip. So let's take a look at a more refined example of his music, his 2022 banger, Tech 9.
Yeah, I be begging these hoes. Whenever I see them, they ready to fuck. Shit like magic, bringing them racks in. Young nigga killing this rap shit.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that snippet. It does appear as if he said the N-word. And if you listen to the entire song, it'll appear that he says it 6 more times. Now, the audio is not properly synced at any point in this music video, not just the part that I showed you. So there's a chance he could have had a featured artist maybe say the N-words for him. And honestly, even if he did say it, I don't think it needs to be some sort of huge controversy, because it's not like he did something crazy like slap his wife across the face in public. Something like that would require some sort of backlash. And as for the line, I have it right here. Yeah, I be banging these hoes. Whenever I see them, they ready to engage in coitus. You can really take one look at this man and realize that that's true. So to wrap things up, whether the haters like it or not, Power Slap is on the rise. And in a matter of time, I'm expecting these 3 to be household names. And I'll be supporting them every single step of the way.